And these gentlemen right here, Dr. Victor Matthews, how are you, and welcome to the show.
Hey, man. Oh, I'm living the dream, brother.
I know, people say that, but are you truly really? I mean, the smile on your face is contagious, man. I just want to smile and laugh,
too. I'm doing everything I love. Man, if I was any more blessed, it'd be embarrassing to talk about, honestly.
Truly, yeah. And thank you. Thank you so much for coming here. You're wearing two hats tonight. And Jay did the introduction. I don't think I can do it that
He's
well.
got like 4 or 5 hats on a normal basis.
But what does that mean?
So tonight's easy.
We cut the hats down tonight just to.
Do you mind if we talk about you for a minute? I hate to put people on the spot with that, but I find this very fascinating. And so traditionally, master chefs, is it what I know a master chef to be?
Yeah, so to get that, the international one is 25 years. And so that was 07, and then after 10 years of holding it, it becomes emeritus forever, and so that's 35 years. That was 17 for me.
So this is from the Master Chefs Federation.
So there's several different ones.
Sure.
2 that I have. One's from America. That I was the American Culinary Ambassador. They sent me to foreign countries back in the early part of the 21st century. But the other one is a World Master Chef. It's out of London. So there's 2 different ones that I have. But it took about 25 years to get that.
Where are you from?
So New Orleans.
You're from New Orleans.
Yeah,
nice.
man.
Nice.
Love it, love it, love it. I was sort of born in Kentucky, then raised in North Carolina in the mountains, which is where I learned to run a still, and then down to New Orleans to become a chef.
So
that's where the chef thing comes from.
So food was a big part of your life, as many.
Man, I love food so much.
Is that your influence?
You can't tell.
Is that your influence? South?
Yeah, it's all South. So
okay.
Whether it's the regular Southern style of love or whether it's the Cajun Creole, that's really where my heart is.
I got a question for you then.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about Thanksgiving?
So I do a thing called a butter poached turkey, which is like a really crazy thing that basically involves about 20 pounds of butter, and you submerge the turkey in the butter and slow cook it for hours. So it's almost like lobster texture, the turkey.
Is that possible? Wow, I'm trying to wrap my mind around
my mind's all around that. But that's very French, right? That's got to be a French-inspired dish or what?
I mean, butter poaching. Well, that's how I got my wife, right? So she tells the story that the reason we're married is because of butter poached lobster. So when I took my turn to do the turkey for Thanksgiving, I was like, I'll butter poach a turkey and lock this down.
I love that.
And
I love it.
There it is. The story's been told at this point in time. I like that. So your influence comes from your family, your mom, your dad. Where's that come from?
Yeah, my grandmother started all the trouble. Rose was about 4'9", about 350. So she was like a bowling ball shaped lady. And she had about 50 of those ribbons from the county fair. She was the terror of the county fair.
Okay.
All the other old ladies would just shake. Their blue hair would just shake. And, so she was just amazing, amazing cook. And that's where it all started.
That's where it all started.
Yep.
Cool. So your studies brought you to where? I mean, you have this doctor as well.
Yeah.
A doctor in what?
It's theology.
Theology.
So, I don't know. I guess
theology?
I know, it's crazy, huh? I know. Both my grandfathers were sort of like church planting pastors, and I always had that as part of me. So we just kind of fused all that together somehow. For instance, we do mission work around the world involving hospitality. So we'll go open up a culinary school in Africa. The job is to train local folks to get those good jobs. And so we have a mission related to culinary, too. So it's all kind of mixed together.
I love that. Because of Little Rich, we've called this the culinary church.
Yeah.
So that's your mission as well, Dr. Victor.
And that's truly what we love to preach here is unity.
Yeah.
Is togetherness, and actually people just working together for the common goal, the common one. And for you, at the end of the day, it's for your Savior.
Absolutely.
And I can appreciate that so much.
Absolutely.
A lot of people need direction that way. And if that can be helpful, I'd encourage people to look you up just for that.
Absolutely. And I talk about that all the time. I love talking about, you can't do all this by yourself. You got to be blessed. You got to be protected. You got to have people around you that are good, and all that requires some kind of bigger plan than I've got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'll throw you a curveball, Dr. Victor. Here it is. You own a distillery, though. What?
Right. Now, see, that was so hard because my family,
lay it on us.
My Southern family, right?
Sure.
So start talking about bars and distilleries, and they're like, oh no, those two things don't match.
Yeah. What's next, Victor? A strip club? I mean that. I mean.
So to be clear, so we're anti-drunk and stupid, okay? We're not about go out there and slam a bunch of shots and crash your car. We hate that. We're about enjoying life, in moderation, everything, food, liquor, whatever it is.
Well, doctor, they do talk about turning water into wine in the Bible,
the first
it's not a bad thing. Okay, alcohol and libations isn't a bad thing.
Right. So I tell people that Jesus' first miracle was turning water into wine. I'm just trying to follow suit.
Absolutely.
There you go.
What's your favorite title? Doctor, distiller, chef?
See, the chef, I can say this because I did the PhD, but it was easier than the master chef thing. I got to tell you the truth. I mean, it's great to have. It's a beautiful thing. I'm super blessed. But that 25 years on the line, that 30 years on the line, standing there, the heat and the fire and oh, man.
Well, how long is the test itself? Just taking the test is multiple days, but some of those days are long hours, aren't they?
Right. So the ACF has one. I don't have that one. That's the ACF's one that goes on in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mine is from the America and from the world.
That's what I'm wondering.
So we would 25 years of traceable history. So they had two master chefs that are sitting had to nominate you. Then they test your last 25 years. They get all the background, and then they elect you, and it's like a knighting ceremony. You go to London, and you go this whole thing with the ribbon.
Oh, really? Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not based as much on preparing one specific dish over the course of a...
Right. It's more, because we do that all the time, so it's more like 25 years of that.
Of that. Gotcha.
Yeah. Chef, let me ask you a question. I'm just like a little kid that's inquisitive. That's how I mean, truly, I love to ask questions. But so Joan Brewster, dear friend of the show, she's the executive director for the Master Chefs Federation for the U.S. And is the traditional chef portraying what that looks like in the kitchen today? The folks that are working in the kitchens today, the chefs, the tattoos, the women, diversity, culture. Does that type of organization dictate what we're seeing today in the kitchen? And if not, is it going that way?
Right. That's a really insightful question. And first of all, shout out to Joan. I've known her for 20 years.
Well, you were an ACF Chef of the Year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, congratulations on that.
I was involved with that. And it's true that back in the beginning, that was sort of a problem where it came to diversity, women, etc. They've been, everything's been changing. And the chef world has been opening up stronger and stronger. Some people that are very famous have been leading the way. Somebody like Gordon Ramsay, for instance. Sure. His main chef at his 3 Michelin star restaurant in London is female. So she's an Irish. She's amazing, right? So this has been changing. Thank God. We need the diversity. We need the new ideas. We need all those chefs. So, it has been an evolution, though, since the 80s. And when I was first coming up in the 80s, I was told I could never be a great chef because I wasn't French. So Americans, Thomas Keller came along and solved that problem.
Yep.
So then we've got Americans on the map now, and then we start having everyone else come up because we got to have that diversity. That's what chefs are about, having fun and creating new things.
Yeah.
To do that, you got to have those different people. You got to have those different ideas.
Kitchen culture, it's a very interesting thing, but I'm not so sure it's the tall white hat anymore.
It's more of a bandana now. It's more of the captain of the pirate ship a little bit now.
You complimented on biker Jim Pittenger, who just got back from the James Beard House cooking his apron.
Yeah.
And I think more and more these days, the chef, it's just very hard work. It's the chief. It's the
it's really so much of the culinary world has changed so much. I mean, since the days of like the Julia Childs and the Paul Perdones.
And I like to see it change. Yeah. Justin Brunson here with us. Serious Meats.
Giving me my Christmas goose. It's always so nice to see him.
Okay, Chef, we're going to break off, and then we're going to talk food. We're going to our segment. We call it In the Kitchen.
So we got a culinary school, Paragon, and I've got two of my graduates here. One of my, basically the guys that have really helped come up over the years and really back me up, my right-hand, left-hand man. We're going to put together a beautiful little holiday hors d'oeuvre for you.
What's one thing before we break off that you would like people to know about you and what you're doing right now?
Well, for me at this point in my life, 37, 38 years in, it's all about giving back. It's training other people. It's the next generation. It's fostering, like you said, building bridges between cultures, between people, bringing in all kinds of new people, new talent, training them, and about getting the message out, helping others, whether it's the missionary work across the world or training people right here to get great jobs. It's all about giving back and helping people.
What better way to do that than with food?
Amen. It's like the tables, the whole getting together around the table.
Yep. God bless you. We're going to come back. Here's one thing I like to do because you know these gents better than we will ever.
All right.
Give us a good intro to what we're about to see in this next segment.
Absolutely. So we're going to have a fall-style hors d'oeuvre. So this is a pumpkin polenta crostini. It's got a little smoked duck and stuff. We're going to talk to Nate and Bobby. So Nathaniel Timms and Bobby Jackson are two of my big guys. Bobby's basically my right-hand man. He's everywhere I'm not. If I'm at the school, he teaches at the school. He works the distillery. He even works the coffee shop in the church with me. He's everywhere. So he's my doppelganger guy. And they're gonna show you what they did. But it's all about the season. We wanted to match the whole holiday season, and the cocktail later on in the show matches that. So it all goes together for one big party.
And you have a team here with you tonight. Can you spend 30 seconds talking about what people can see coming up here?
Of course. So that's a TV show. So I was so honored when they approached me. But Fast TV Network approached me and said, hey, will you do a show called Moonshine Highway and go around and visit all those guys like those distillers and all those little communities? The first episode we did Manitou Springs, we did the coffin races, we talked about Black Bear Distillery. Now we're going out, we're going to visit everybody else. And having a big part in the state organization, the guild for the distillers, I'm basically visiting my friends. This is going to be a blast. It's not just about moonshine. It's all craft, handmade, artisan spirits. What do you guys call it? Is it hyper local? That's what we're doing, hyper local.
That's very cool. And this teeny little hyper local broadcast here, the Modern Eater, might make an appearance.
Oh, yeah.
In one of these episodes.
I have a feeling they need to stay tuned.
I think that's cool. All right, you stand by because Dr. Victor Matthews is here in the house,
Thank
man.
you, Doc.
Thank you so much, you guys.
You stick around. We're going to take a break. We're going to come right back. This is a great broadcast. We have a nice group of folks here tonight. I'm going to ask you what you think of Studio Kitchen Colorado when we come back.
All right.
But it's an interesting night. All's well in the world. It's a beautiful fall evening. It's November, and we're going to keep it going right here from Studio Kitchen Colorado on the Modern Eater Show on the iHeart Network.
Hey, Greg, that was another awesome segment. Holy cow. Man, and Brian got his Thanksgiving goose. I mean, everything's working out. Hey, look, I've got one of my best friends in the whole industry, Rebecca Berry. She's now where are you at now?
I'm at 4th, Rich. And speaking of being goosed, you and I have a play on words. Don't get goosed by your insurance this year. Seriously.
That's
so I appreciate you having me on. Our job here, you guys, is to protect you within the industry on SUTA rates, on workman's comp, on everything involved in the hospitality industry. So we're looking at compliance, protecting you from things you don't know of. Soft tissue injury. Your guy is playing basketball on a Sunday, comes in, lifts a box, suddenly is injured. We got you. So let's talk a little bit more about that. We got about 30 seconds.
Yep.
Let's go.
This is going to be awesome. Right now we're talking about that time of the year where ways to run your business more efficiently. This is definitely one of them.
So you guys want to look at 4th. We've had a major merger with Hot Schedules, which most of the industry knows. We're scheduling compliance, but now we are absolutely getting you compliant from end to end with all hospitality solutions.
Okay. Hey, we're going to be right back.
You're a gluten-free lifestyler? Is your menu limited because you've eliminated gluten from your diet? Are you missing the taste of foods that traditionally contain gluten? What if I told you that you can add breads, pizzas, muffins, cakes, cookies, waffles, croissants, English muffins, the list goes on, right back to your menu? Gluten-Free Things is a local gluten-free and vegan bakery that reintroduces you to the foods you love. Owner John Irvin believes gluten-free shouldn't taste like the box that it's packaged in. Trust me when I tell you, the products from his bakery in Arvada are fresh, flavorful, and masterly crafted, leaving you with a product that tastes like the real thing. Simply delicious. The bakery is located in Arvada on 64th and Sims across the street from Arvada West High School. Check out their website at glutenfreethings.com. You'll be amazed with the variety of gluten-free products they make. And chefs, don't leave your gluten-free restaurant guests without options. Contact John at info@glutenfreethings.com. That's info@glutenfreethings.com to see what he can do for you. Give him a shot. 11651 West 64th Avenue in Arvada. It's Gluten-Free Things.
Hey, chef friends, it's Little Rich here from Raquelitas Tortillas. Raquelitas, known for hyper-local, innovative, and healthy tortillas and chips, served by Colorado's top chefs, and that's why we only use Colorado Mills sunflower oil. If you, too, want to serve the healthiest, most vibrant-tasting foods, you must use Colorado Mills. Colorado Mills is hyper-local. Colorado grown, cold pressed in Lamar, Colorado. Whether you bake, fry, or saute, get your Colorado Mills today. Available through Shamrock, Growers Organic, and Dawn Foods. For the best oil in the business, use Colorado Mills.
Hey, it's Chef Elon Wenzel, owner of Element Knife Company. If you cook, then you'll know the importance of a quality knife and proper care. My training in Japan exposed me to exceptional cutlery. That's why I am so excited to offer you the knives I fell in love with. Element Knife Company is chef-driven, and my goal is to support and educate. Get at me for a knife clinic or conversation. Find me at elementknife.com or by simply calling 303-460-4628. For the best knives in your kitchen, think Element Knife Company.
Listen up, barbecue lovers. Greg Hollenbach here for Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions. Proud Souls is
1 minute.
authority of all things barbecue. Do you rule your neighborhood with the best backyard barbecue? From beginners to pit masters, Proud Souls has all the equipment you could possibly want. A variety of wood, pellet, and charcoal grills and smokers. Award-winning pit masters and owners of Proud Souls, Dan and Tony, have a passion for barbecue, and it shows. Located on 25th and Federal, Proud Souls retail store is bursting at the seams with your barbecuing essentials, the Spice Guy spices, and superior flavored fuels for your pit like hickory, mesquite, oak, pecan, cherry, apple, peach, maple, grape, and a variety of blends. Hit their website, ProudSoulsBBQ.com, for delicious hands-on barbecue classes and get information on current promotions and deals. For the best
10 seconds.
Locally owned and operated on 25th and Federal, there are guys. Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions. That's ProudSoulsBBQ.com.
Feed me now. We're coming back.
Is the Modern Eater Show.
That's right, boy. I'm starving.
And now it's time for In the Kitchen.
How am I supposed to keep on feeding you? Kill people?
Brought to you by Proud Souls Barbecue and Provisions. Award-winning competition cooks and purveyors of specialty barbecue supplies right here in Denver, Colorado. ProudSoulsBBQ.com.
Feed me all night. Because it makes you happy.
We can do it all night long.
We can do it.
I can eat, drink, have fun, good times, friends, family. This is the family we want to hang out on with for Thanksgiving.
It really is.
Right?
This is my functional family.
I know. No ties there. Back to it. And Dr. Victor Matthews, thanks for coming back right here. Paragon right now, right?
Absolutely.
Paragon Culinary School, and here's the guys right here. And we got Nate Timms and Bobby Jackson. Bobby, welcome to the show.
Hi there.
Thank you.
Hey, Nate, good to see you guys. All right, let's go, Victor. We got to really show, first of all, 30 seconds on the cooking school.
Okay, so Paragon is a small, elite private school. Do everything hands-on, takes a couple years. The goal is to train people for real, like real world. We put real pressure on them. They have a 24-hour practical at the end. They have just crazy training, and so they get out there in the world, and they have a much higher chance of success.
Okay, what are we training for? Is this novices, or are these folks that want to get into a kitchen?
Yeah, they want to do everything. Most of them want to own their own place or be master chefs one day. They have big dreams, like these guys.
Nice.
So we train in everything. We're not just training hotline. We're training pastry. We're training service, wine, bar, everything.
Is this accredited?
Yes, so we're accredited by the VA, a lot of vets involved, and the state and all kinds of other organizations, not federal, because they wanted us to be like core curriculum style, kind of like a community college, and we're the opposite of that. We only do one thing. We just do it really, really well.
Gotcha.
Where are you located, though?
So we're down in Colorado Springs. Our offices are off Garden of the Gods. Our main place that we're working out of is Briarhurst Manor. It's a beautiful facility. That's a 140-year-old sort of like American castle that's in Manitou Springs. Yeah. Then we've got the distillery. So we do distillery classes with only culinary school in America with distillery training.
And we have a big following in Colorado Springs, so please take a listen to this. But these gents right here, so what capacity? You guys work for the culinary school?
So I do a little bit of everything. I know he mentioned I'm kind of his right hand. So I run the distillery. I'm the senior instructor at the school. I deal with people like him all the time.
Bobby, you're the guy who answers this phone all the time, is what it is. And you probably live close to the school.
I'm 3 minutes away from the school.
That's terrible, man. You got to change that.
I would rather be 3 minutes away from the distillery and 15 minutes away from the school, but I'm working on switching that.
Nate, what's up? It looks like you're loving what you're doing.
So we got pumpkin polenta rounds, we got smoked duck, we got a pumpkin spice tzatziki sauce, a little bit of cranberry, goat cheese with some cinnamon, and then topped with some basil garnish.
Oh, my goodness.
Very, very holiday, very seasonal.
Greg, let me jump in and ask Nate, going to the school, what made you want to go? What made you want to tie in with these guys?
All right, so being a vet, prior military, the kitchen world, it goes hand in hand. They are like identical. You know what I mean? You got people shooting at you in the Army, and then you got chefs throwing frying pans at you in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Very similar.
And people that want their food are pretty demanding.
Yeah.
You
know what I mean? High stress environment. It's a lot of fun though. I don't know.
Everything.
I love it. Yeah. And I love serving people too. I love the whole service aspect and making people happy with food.
He did extremely well too. He was valedictorian. So graduated school first in his class and all that.
Wow, congratulations.
Do you mind if I make that vet tie-in real quick? Because I think it's very important to folks that are coming home from serving this great country that have done so well, to have those types of things that they can fall back on as a part of a skill that is just completely opposite of what they were trained to do. I think that's very valuable to be able to offer.
So what we've found, or what I've found anyway, is vets that come into the school that have had some issues coming home and have trouble.
Yeah, integrating back into society, sure.
They find the stress level convenient because it's similar, but they have an outlet to put something out there and make people happy. Like Nate. He did extremely well in school. He finished our teaching post-grad program before he graduated.
Wow.
So he helps teach as well. And most of our vet students are like that. They just go.
Yeah.
Well, it sort of chokes you up. I got to believe that because, I mean, what you're giving back is when you were going down that road of someone who is in, for these guys that are in combat and these guys who are serving in our military, because it's not like it used to be.
No.
If you go into the military, you will see some active duty most likely.
Yeah.
And the reality is to come out of that stress and to deal with that. Where do you channel that stuff? And I loved how you said that, Bobby.
Yeah. And it was actually put to me like that by a student. I have a way to put it out there and not hold it in.
Can I give a good crossover? It's interesting because the folks that serve in our military, it's just that. It's a sense of servitude, serving for the country. I see the same thing in culinary. It's a sense of servitude that where you want to make people happy. You want to take care of people. You want to be that person. The jump across from military to culinary is really not that far. And I love that. And for you guys to do that and to harness a place to go, a soft landing, wow. I mean, kudos to you guys.
The exact job might be different, but the skill sets are very similar.
Yeah, the mindset.
You know, how you work under pressure and having a focus for your talents and all those type of things. So the vets do very well at the school. It's always been like that, by the way. Escoffier was a vet. It's always been like that.
I didn't know that.
The original setup of the kitchen is done like the brigade system, so it's set up just like that. So,
man, we got to do a long form.
Well, they're coming back towards the end of the show, so stay tuned.
Totally, but we're going in a different hat with Black Bear Distillery. You're going to come up in the last segment here of the show. You guys are great. I'd love for you guys to come in the kitchen. We'll get some vets. We'll do some demo stuff. This will be fun.
Greg, can you tell us real quick, what is on that, Nate?
So this is the pumpkin polenta round with the pumpkin spice tzatziki sauce, smoked duck, so kind of like a sandwich meat in a sense, but sliced super thin, right? And then we got the cranberry cinnamon goat cheese and basil on top.
20 seconds. How can folks get a hold of you?
Oh, and we're all over the internet. So Black Bear Distillery is a .com and Facebook. Paragon Culinary School is a .com and Facebook. I'm everywhere. Chef Victor Matthews pop up all over the world. It's easy to find us. Easy to find us. The whole TV show. Easy to find us on moonshinehighway.com. All that stuff as well.
We're going to do more.